up and I feel like cash. Wake up and I feel like M's. My foot stays pressed on the gas. I'm glad I don't feel like them. They might just get flexed on. Got that spice like Szechuan. Can't be touched, I'm Teflon. Once I met Zac Efron. Go hard for the bros and the bros hot mine. Don't think for a sec that I won't drop on. Wanna stay for the show? Just log on to RoneDotCom. Get knocked off and we still rock on. Come to the pound, see a real top dog. Wanna stay for the show? Then just log on to RoneDotCom.
Oh my God. Oh my God. This is one of those weeks when you just, you can't believe your workplace. And nobody can believe your workplace when stuff like this is going down. RoneDotCom. Good God, dude. We're in the fucking middle of it. And it's a damn shame, too, because we have so much going on. Like, tomorrow is the NFL draft. We'll have an NFL draft show live from Chicago. I've been grinding tape on prospects. I'm learning about fourth-round wide receivers, watching Ted Hurst tape. That's like grainy tape. I'm out here trying to push Fish Week. Francis just caught a tarpon on Fish Week. Mac edited the shit out of the video. And like we're deep into it. You know, Sean, Tyler, they're grinding in there. And then somehow, bigger than any of this, overshadowing all of this, hooping and hollering, the apartment, like all these other things that we're working on that constitute a normal work week, all of this is somehow overshadowed by some of the most explosive incidents in reality TV show history. And if I'm an executive over at Bravo, I'm doing one of two things. I'm either one, I'm shaking in my boots, or two, I'm getting out the checkbook and I'm writing zeros. I'm adding zeros to the back of it because what we have is high drama. What we have out here is high drama. Everything is kind of going down on the Barstool Spring Break show. They're from Vegas. We've been doing live recaps every day on RoneDotCom. And today I'm going to ask everybody that's in the chat to kind of help us out and craft today's live recap, what we're going to do, what we're going to ask, how we're going to say it. And good God. Mac, have you been following this at all?
I've been following it a little bit. I've been more tapped into Fish Week, honestly, but as everyone should be. But no, it's fucking insane. Yesterday was fucking wild. I had my marbles scrambled a little bit. I think everybody did. I think everybody was kind of in a tizzy, refreshing their Twitter feed. And yeah, I'm just shaking up. You know, I think you're right.
Yeah, why are you shaking up?
No, I just think it's fucking like, it's crazy to like know these people.
Yeah.
Like, yo, I know you, and now your entire like private life is on my timeline.
Yeah. It's so crazy. I texted Nicky Smokes yesterday. I was like, bro, you got to be relieved.
Oh, he's doing well.
You have to have such a weight off your shoulders. And he was like, bro, you have no idea. Like, I can just chill tonight. And I was like, no, you have to be relieved that the Iceman drop date got set. May 15th. The Iceman's coming out May 15th.
That was
huge.
Like,
oh, fucking shit, I can't believe it. Yeah, so where should we start? Where should we start? Like, should we start talking about, I know that you have some, I know that you have some juice prepared, but I want to save that for just a little bit. Is that cool?
No, please. I'd rather jump into the show.
Yeah, should we jump into the show? Because I literally, until this show started, I've been on the phone call, on a conference call, trying to plan the after show because there's a lot of, it's very interesting how it's kind of unfolding. Like, on an after show like this, like, I take pride in trying to be a dog. Be a dog and get the fucking answers out of people and dig and try to get to the truth for the audience. And for the first time in all of this, there's kind of like a, hey, don't say the names of the people involved.
What do you think about that? I just want to get your opinion on that.
I think it's kind of bullshit.
Yeah, I thought you would.
I think it's kind of bullshit, dude, to be like, hey, like, there's like names, but like, don't say the people involved. And it's like pretty like forbidden, like you're forbidden for saying anybody that's rumored to be involved with this. And it's like, well, hang on a second. Like, this is antithetical to everything that I've been trying to do as like the host of this show. Like, I'm trying to beat down doors and get the fucking answers out of people. I'm grilling people, trying to get the answers out of people. And now it's like, hey, we're going to do reality, but we're going to say everything. Except for the one, two, three, or four things that people like are at the crux of all of this. And it's like, it's under threat. It's under like threat of, you know what I mean? It's like under threat. Like you're not allowed to say this shit or else type shit. And it's like, oh my God, dude, after this show, I'm going to have more conversations where I'm trying to get clarity on that. But I do think that it's kind of bullshit. And I do think that the vagueness surrounding what happened at the Super Bowl in New Orleans, rocking my Super Bowl gear from that Super Bowl.
Oh, devious.
Is like the vagueness that surrounds it puts a lot of people in the fucking jackpot. When they're like, yeah, a Barstool employee who's married and has kids and was at the Super Bowl. It's like, well, fucking, dude, I'm fucking a Barstool employee that's married and has kids. Like, fucking Stephen Cheah's going to be on the show later on. He's a Barstool employee who's married and has kids. Fucking Brandon Walker's married and like, there's a fucking million people who's married and have kids. And now everybody else's name is getting dragged into this shit. Bro, wouldn't that piss you off, Mac?
Yeah, that would absolutely piss me off. If my wife found out that I was doing something like that, she would be pissed. Not to mention my kids.
Or if you were dragged into it and you weren't doing something like that, is kind of what I'm.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. In this situation, I was doing but nonetheless.
And so yes, they said Peyton voluntarily left. LOL, she deserves no justice. I mean, Peyton did leave that situation. I'm asking for her to be on today's show. I asked if she could stay. I was told by Gaz, and Dave that they have no control. Gaz was like, he's in charge of everything until he's not. You know, Gaz has that vibe. He's like, yeah, like you can't do this, you can't do this. All right, guys, can we have Peyton stay? I'm not in charge of it. Gotta ask Dave. I asked Dave. She's not in content, so we can't make her stay. It's like, well, she was in content yesterday, and there's 10 million people that saw it, so we can't make her stay. Can she be on the Zoom show today? That's what I asked this morning on the other call. I don't know if we could make her. Is anyone in charge? Is anyone in charge? Is anyone in charge? Production is still employed by Barstool. Yeah, that's what a guy like me would think. That's what a guy who would put the viewers first and has the life of the show in the front of mind. That's what someone like me would think. But at the same time, I'm not in charge. So yeah, she's out of there. So I don't know if we're going to be able to get round 2 of that and have everybody express their opinions. They said we need names. I totally get that from a viewer's perspective. What's your opinion of yelling during debate? I think that yelling and being quiet during debate is 2 of the most distracting things, and that is going to be one of my main concerns on today's recap show, because we are dealing with somebody like maybe Kelly or Annika, 2 women who Nikki Smokes, people who raise their voice to try to make their opinions amplified. And then we're dealing with someone like Goldfinger, who is an inherently soft-spoken person and who can get bulldozed if his opinion isn't heard out there in the right way. And maybe his opinion sucks, or maybe he's on the wrong side of history, lying, whatever. I don't know any of that, but I'm going to take everybody on the merit of what they say and not how they say it. So if somebody's soft-spoken or if somebody yells, I will try to hear the words that they're saying rather than the tone that they're projecting. It's very interesting. Very interesting. Need Mean Girl Montoya scoops. Came across poorly on the yak yesterday and lied to BFW re-rumors. She seems like she's the puppet master. Have to figure out what Kelly keeps alluding to her. I would love for her to be on the show. I think that a lot of people out there probably want her to be on the show. I've seen members of the cast saying that she has to be on the show. But since nobody's in charge, Nobody can make her be on the show. Nobody can force her to be on the show. Nobody's like, hey, your content, you have to be part of the show. Super Bowl hat is diabolical. Yes. I mean, it's the fucking it's the crux of it. It all centers around that. Rhea and Marty, look at that. Look at all those bags. I mean,
where are they going? Wait a second.
Rhea and Marty to Vegas?
Do we just get a scoop?
Was that just a live scoop?
Marty's laughing. He knows something's going on.
Are you going to Vegas, Marty?
Dude, something is afoot right now. Holy shit.
Ella is literally on her phone the entire recap show. No, I think that Ella is reading her vape. I think that she's reading the back of her vape on the recap show.
She's playing Pac-Man on the side.
Bro, if you watch the last recap show, every time that someone said something true, Ella hit her vape. And then like 15 minutes in, she has a tell. And then 15 minutes in, she was like hacking up a lung. Like she pink socked one of her lungs from coughing so hard because she was hitting her vape every time somebody hit the nose on the head about something. I mean, Ella, I think, has kind of played it like pretty perfectly where, you know, she doesn't get along with those girls in Chicago, but she kind of removed herself from it. And like sometimes when you remove yourself from drama, the people who are at the crux of the drama reveals itself. Like sometimes you don't always have to be the person that lays it all bare. And good God, did Una start her own rumors? Valid.
Wow.
Valid. Maybe I'm writing that down.
Keep that one in the back pocket. That would be, I mean, the only thing with that is like, how do you prove that?
Yeah. How do you prove that?
I'm going to start a rumor about myself.
Which one?
That I have a 14-inch pecker.
I thought you were starting a rumor.
True.
Okay, I'll let people like pitch questions, but if the questions suck or are like too like on the nose, like I'm not gonna read them out loud. What are your thoughts on Ella Tate hanging in the pool when the drama's happening? Like, I get it, and I think that Ella, Tate, Dante, they're kind of like have been pushing it and having a lot of fun, and I think that they, in some ways, deserve a little bit of that break. It's not their drama, and like today's recap show is going to be long as it is. So like, too many chefs will spoil the broth, is what I've always said. And so it's like if they start sprinkling ingredients in there, you know, I think that it's helpful that Una has Kelly and that Sam has Annika. I think that those are helpful. Like having one ally in a fight is helpful. Having an army is sometimes damaging. What time is the show? 12:30 Eastern. Okay, Dante still making content. Doesn't need to be drama. Valid. Yeah, that's some fun content. What do you think of the Brady guy? Brady guy is so interesting, dude. What I mean,
is that the Annika situation?
That's the situationship. I think I said situationship on the show, and now he's in there like
doesn't seem like
he's like I'm the situationship. Like he's like
he thinks he's Mike the situationship.
He's Mike the Brady the situationship. He's introducing himself as the situationship. Where I like said I don't even know if white people are allowed to say situationship. Like, and now he's introducing himself as the situationship. People saying clout chase on there. It's like, bro, like I'm so immediately like over him being called a clout chaser, or he's only coming onto the show for clout. Do you know who else is going onto the show for clout? Everybody. Every single person that's on the show is on there for clout. And also, like, what, like, this isn't fucking, like, this isn't The Bachelor when people would be accused of, like, I don't know about your intentions. Like, are your intentions pure? Nobody's intentions are pure. They're going on the show to get more famous, have fun, and go to Vegas. It's all for fucking clout. Like, let's be honest with ourselves. That, like, What clout is this dude gonna get off of it? Is he about to get fucking brand deals with Away? Like, what's gonna happen to him that's gonna raise his clout level? Everybody's on there for clout. Oh, his intentions are impure. He just wants to have 1 million people following him around and get tons of clips. So do all of the people on the cast. That's why people are crying when they get sent home or clamoring to be on the cast from afar, because they get something out of it. It's not like they have these pure intentions that they're going to find love in Vegas. That doesn't happen. It's impossible. Soapbox over. Not Dante, LMAO. I mean, maybe not Dante, but like, I think Dante does want to be in the middle of it. I think that there is, like, Dante does want to be out there. It's not like he just wants to be in Vegas. Maybe he gets it a little bit less, but Tate make his confessional shorter. Is that a question? Make sure Keegs doesn't have a mic. I will have to try to balance out all the voices in the room and let the arguments be between the two subjects.
Is the situationship going to be on the recap today?
Bro, he better.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. I'm intrigued by this guy. He's like a zoo animal. I like watching his moves.
I totally do.
Yeah.
I honestly empathize with him coming onto the show after being invited by Gaz and Dave, and then he gets on the show and everybody's like, this guy's weird. It's like, bro, and that's another one. Like, you're all weird. Everybody's weird. What are you talking about? I'm weird. Like I think that he is like weird because he's the least weird guy. He's just like a pretty conventionally attractive dude who's like a Barstool fan. And if everybody's like, this guy's a fucking fan, it's like, don't you seek to have fans of Barstool that are engaging with all the content? Isn't that kind of everybody's goal in this clout chasing profession that we found ourselves in? We got to get Jeff D. Lowe to Vegas. That would be great. Ron, you have to delineate that all young content people are the same as Brady. They weren't known until they inserted themselves in the content game. Yeah, I guess that's valid. Like, was Nicky Smokes clout chasing when he reached out to Dave? Nicky Smokes reached out to Dave, and then suddenly he's got a bet about the Heat and the Celtics, and he gets fired or hired because the Heat make the finals. It's not that dissimilar, except for like he's chasing like the Heat, and Brady is, chasing pussy. Ask the new girl her thoughts. Would love to get some of her thoughts. I would love if the new girl and Brady had a little situationship.
I think I saw this morning a picture of them chatting.
She said that he's hot.
Like that. Oh shit! Okay.
She's talking about he's hot.
But I also feel like that. Like, who cares? Because it doesn't seem like the new guy's relationship with Annika is that solid.
Gas. He's
coming in.
Gas. Oh yeah, some W's in the chat for Gas. Gazzo. Gas, what's up, brother?
What's going on, guys?
We're doing RoneDotCom the show before the show.
Oh yeah, but what?
What do you? Here's the one. I've written down one question. Did Una start her own rumors?
Oh, I don't know anything about the Una starting her own. Which rumors? I guess.
Right.
Yeah, I guess that would be it.
Which rumors?
Yeah, which rumors? What is it? The married guy? Or
Yeah.
Or the how she got her job. I don't know.
Right.
Rumors, what? I know you got a lot to unpack today.
A lot to unpack. I can't wait. And I was like, this could be like an hour and a half show. And they're like, well, it only can be an hour because we need to like go get to some Vegas activity or something that they're doing afterwards.
Yeah.
First question for you guys. What can we say?
What can we say? I think everything that's been out there has been said. I don't think that.
No, wait. Everything that's been out there has been said. You know that I'm on my like interrogation vibe.
No. You should be coming. You should come in hot. I have a lot of questions about this show as well and what's going on.
Yes.
What can we say? Answer all of them. I think there's a few things that I guess if I was going to address them, I didn't know we were going to be on air right now.
Yeah, we are.
There's a lot of people thinking that we sent Peyton home.
Okay.
Have you seen that?
Yes, I've seen that.
Okay.
Peyton not sent home.
Peyton was leaving.
Was
leaving by the end of the week anyways because of things she's got to deal with. But that was known before the freak out.
That said, this is not the end of the week. You know, it is still
Correct.
The beginning.
She was leaving before. There's going to be people that are going to trade in and out. Like people are doing 24-hour shifts. That was going to happen. So she was leaving before.
Right.
And then that blow had happened, and then that moved that up for sure. She
Yes,
wanted to
on
leave
her accord.
On her accord, yeah. It wasn't like we called in the get her out of here, pull her out of the the situation. That was not what happened.
People don't get what a guy like me, you, Tate, Dave would want in that situation. We would want her to stay
insane.
there.
I agree. I think Peyton, what she's got going on at home is I can't speak about, but I want her to be there. I think if you're going to go in there and drop a bomb like that, you can't just be like, all right, now I'm out. Like, I don't think that's the way to do it. But again, she's not content. She inserted herself into it, so you become content.
She is content now.
Exactly. So it becomes content. So, I mean, I know that better than anyone. You got to toe the line on whether you want to be in or out.
I am, from what I heard, that she was kind of, after the fact, she was maybe mortified that about, like, her actions happened before her rationale. Almost like she got over her skis a little bit.
Yeah, dude. It's an emotional situation. People haven't sleep. This is like what is it? Like one of those like torture chambers. You put people like
sleep
in
deprivation.
Sleep deprivations. Yes. Yeah. So like people hit their breaking points, and I think that's what's great about the 7 days in a row. As much as it's crazy right now, is like how people act under that situation. People break, people crack. So
yes, and so I'm still angling to get her on a Zoom today.
Oh yeah.
They said they don't know if that's possible, and again, it's her call.
Yeah, it's ultimately her call. I guess I asked Dave about it. It's like, yeah, it's her call.
So she went home unilaterally. It would be insane to not want her to be able to talk on this show.
It'd also be insane to be like, no, you're staying. And then her be like, "Oh, what, are you gonna fire her?" She doesn't want to be on camera. So that's a little.
So we're not. There's certain names that we're not allowed to say that are rumored.
I think that there's a lot of speculation out there.
Right.
I don't have anything confirmed. So to be throwing, there's only two people I feel like that know the answer to this question.
Right. Who?
Are we putting it sounds like Una and maybe Goldfinger.
But everybody else who the rumor has been told to.
Yeah, so they all know the rumor, but I mean, how you handle that? Like, I'm not. I know what the rumors are, but I don't know what.
You know.
Is. Of course, I've heard the rumors.
What are they?
Bosco. But Dave cleared that up.
Oh, so it's not Bosco.
Large came out. He said some things. He tagged Ann and said sorry to find out this way. So who knows?
So from a guy like me, can you see how this is antithetical to what I've been trying to do, because I'm digging for truth and juice and names, and then it's like, okay, it's like you get to you're 1 inch away from the diamonds in the mine.
Right.
Now you got to turn around. I'm being told to turn around.
You got to dig. You got to dig and see what you can come up with.
So I'm allowed to dig?
I mean, you're doing it right now.
I am. Yeah, I know.
I don't think there's anything that's stopping you from digging. I mean, I feel like, I don't know if you've heard rumors. I don't know what you've been told not to do or say, or if anyone's talked to you. But
what am I allowed to do or say?
What you're doing right now.
I'm allowed to
always ask questions.
Yeah, I'm asking a lot of questions.
Yeah, that's your job in the role, is to ask questions.
I've heard 5-ish names, and I'm trying to get like from people not like online, from people behind the scenes, and I'm trying to narrow.
About what situation?
Exactly.
That's where it's at. I just like to say I went to the Super Bowl this year. I wasn't there last year, so that's good. Or the year before.
Well, that's what I said. It's also bullshit because, like, I mean, look at this. This is a Super Bowl hat right here. I was at the Super Bowl last year in New Orleans, and I'm married, and I have a family. I have children. I didn't at the time, and I still work for Barstool. But at the same time, I think it's bullshit to muddy the waters and say, well, it fits this description. It's like a guy who has like a beard and like is bald. Like, what? Then guys are walking around with beards and bald, being like, well, it's not fucking me.
I'm on the next plane to Turkey.
Right. Like, exactly.
That's what's up. Yeah, no, it's a muddy place, and a lot of people getting dragged into it. I don't know what's going to happen, how this thing is going to play out. That's what the beauty of this reality show.
Dave is walking around the fireworks factory with a lit blowtorch, and he's like,
Dave, you could do like an executive producers of like what's going on behind the scenes of this show. Like when you're alive yesterday, like lifting the curtain back, like the back and forth about the situationship, trying to like, and then the fact that he messaged me is interesting. And then like, cause I don't know if you like want to speak on what was supposed to happen yesterday.
Can we?
I don't know. I mean, because this is Dave. Dave is the mastermind of, he's got a plan and then he can pivot it and it becomes always touches gold. So like Dave has a plan on like who's going home and who's not at these things before you go into it. Obviously, you know what's going on.
He's like Sean McVay. He's got like the play sheet in front of him and he's like, okay, we're going to run 42
he sees something
wide.
And he's like, audible. Like
it's
he calls it off.
The seam's open. The
Exactly.
seam's open.
Like, let's go with this. So we just like pivot to that.
I'm gonna say what it was.
Like him having something in his back pocket and then just being like, he's like, oh, let's pull back on this and let's go with that.
I'm gonna say what it was.
All right.
I think it's interesting.
I think it is
Great. So what was going to happen going into the show that I didn't find out until 45 minutes into the show when Dave texted me live is that Annika was going to be sent home.
Right.
Annika was going to be sent home unless she and Nikki Smokes got married on the spot.
Right.
They were going to have to get married that
They
day.
had to leave the show,
Go to the chapel.
go to the chapel, and get married.
Get married, and they couldn't get it annulled until they were out of Vegas.
Until they were out of Vegas.
And if they did, they're fired.
They could stay.
But
They could stay if they got married.
Yeah, they stay if they get married. If they got it annulled before they left Vegas, they were fired.
Right.
And if that happened too quickly, if they agreed to that too quickly, there was also maybe a tattoo that was going to.
Correct.
So then
that's the plan. And then during it, I got a DM the day before though from this kid. But I didn't see it till that show. I guess someone told him to DM me is what it sounds like. I mean, I sent you the text message, so you could probably bring him up on the show. You guys dive into that. But so then that happens. And then Dave's like, no, we're not sending them home. And that was it. It's like, all right, we're not sending them home. Let's see what happens. Let's see how this plays out. And then obviously everything happened last night when he shows up.
I think that he seems pretty normal, conventionally attractive. I think that new girl likes him.
His name's Brady. I love that. Like that's
exactly.
great.
You're Brady 4.
Brady 4 guy. So no, he's great. But I do think Dave's running like he's like the guy in Saw right now.
Yeah.
Like he's behind the scenes pulling all kinds of strings.
Want to play a game?
So there's been a lot of things that haven't happened. Like it's been that we
now people are saying that he's clout chasing, and I flatly denied that, or I didn't deny it, but I'm saying that everybody there's clout chasing. He's oh, he's not here for the right reasons. He's here for clout. What are the right reasons?
No, I think
there is no right reasons. Like everybody's out there, they're in Vegas.
For their own
it's not
reasons.
like they're out there for love.
For their own
it's
reasons.
The Bachelor.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's just out there having a fucking blast.
Yeah. No.
And so I don't know if people are going cast against Brady. I don't think that's
going to
fair.
happen. That's like what these people will do. They'll go gang up on a guy like that.
Yes.
And I understand why they're like, oh, why are you out here? I mean, people want to be at Barstool a lot of times, so I get that. The kid's a 24-year-old kid that seems like he's a Barstool guy. He's a rider, I've gathered. He's tweeting at Bosco.
Which is like, when people are like, oh, like that's weird. It's like, no, that's what we want. We want people like that to exist and be engaged.
No, that's what's great. I mean, I've gotten more
Fuck our
DMs.
talent.
I've gotten more DMs in the last 3 days. It's just all dudes, obviously. But it's like, I want to go on the show. I want to go on the show.
I also fucked Annika. Like I am Spartacus.
Someone said that they hooked up with Dante.
No.
Yeah, and it was
a dude?
Yeah, it was a dude, yeah. And he's like, I hate to do this. Like, I'm getting a lot of that. So we got to sift through it and find out if real. Like, even the kid that Brady, I didn't know his name. I was like, how do I know it's you? And so he sent over pictures of them out together and like sitting at dinner or whatever. So, yeah.
She could have avoided this if she didn't raise her hand and say that she was in a situationship.
Right.
And she can't be like, well, it was only 36 hours. Right. You raised your hand, Annika. Right. You're the one who said that you had something going on back at home.
Right.
Who do you think is lying? Nikki Smokes or?
I mean, I have some questions I want to talk to you, but I don't want to spoil the show and have them hear things that I'm interested in knowing answers to before they're on air, because I know they're going to see clips of this and all that stuff. So we can debrief after this before you go on the air. So I don't know who's lying. I don't know.
They said, how is it a 36-hour hangout if there's pictures of them together? That's valid. Like, who's taking pictures in the first 36?
That's right. I ain't doing that.
The first 36? What?
Dude, you don't want a paper trail early
got evidence on the first 36?
Although for him, like, you know, Annika's a pretty girl and she's obviously got some sort of, you know, celebrity status in the weirdest way.
Right.
So, like, I get it. You want to, like, maybe show your boys. Like, hey, look at what I'm hanging out with. I'm just this guy from...
Maybe, but guys are doing that? I feel like that's I mean, I'm not going to throw Brady under the bus.
Right.
I want to have his back.
Different.
I want to have his back going in there. Now, what about...
I remember when I went out with Trent to meet Paige Sporanic. I was like, hey, let's take a picture. Like, I want to show the boys.
Exactly. Now, let's talk about Goldfinger.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever met Goldfinger. I don't think I could have picked him out of a lineup before he, you know, this all kind of came out. But yeah, the Keegs versus him. That's a tough spot to walk into.
Well, because
He
he's
chose
kind
to
of
go-
like
he-
soft-spoken and like stutters a little bit,
Right.
and she like
Keegs is she's nuts.
there's
So-
like still photos of her like glowering over
Right.
him.
I thought he handled it well for that situation. I would not do as well with like getting Keegs just up in my ass when she's been drinking and I'm coming off a plane.
Yeah.
And you're walking into that scenario and you're not a content person and you never had those battles. That's not necessarily my forte. So, I mean, I think it's good that he went out there. It's been great for the show, but I don't have an opinion on the Una triangle or the Una relationship.
Pentagon.
Yeah, exactly. Una works for me. Now people are going to be like, oh, so you fucked her, because you hired her. I didn't hire her. She went through Kevin's show and then
Yeah, that's the only thing you've
then
denied is
worked it-
hiring her.
and then worked her ass off to get a full-time job here and created her Drawn Together show. And there was a lot of debates whether she wanted to go because she was worried about how she has done with that show. It's been really, really good. So she's like, should I go out there? Like, am I going to ruin a good thing? And I said, listen, you're going to get a lot of eyeballs on you for better or worse.
Oh, you told her to go.
I said it's up to her. It's not. I did not want to put her in that spot because
I think she just wanted to go.
I was
think
like,
she
you
just
need to be
badly wanted to
sure.
go.
You need to be sure what you're getting into, and you've done it before, and you know what can come out of it, good or bad. And I think I said, I even tweeted yesterday. I was like, it could be good, it could be bad, and I don't know what it is.
It's
All I know is
unfolding.
there's more people that know about Una before, and in this game, that's
Her name was
generally
trending.
trending.
Her name was
18
trending.
hours after debating where she should go. So
Yeah, like she was here in the
you want
morning.
eyeballs, I feel like it's a good thing to do.
Yeah.
What you do with them, that's up to you.
I'm gonna let you give one question that needs to be asked today, and then I'll let you go. One question that has to be asked today.
And maybe it's so like the show. What do people think about like the late night? Like I wake up at 6 a.m. You probably wake up early. You got kids and stuff. Like they're still going and it's unfolding in real time. I like that, but it's hard to catch in every single thing to catch up on what's going on. So, but I do have one question that I want to know. There's and if there's an answer, I'm sorry, I haven't seen it yet. Nikki and Annika evidently had a plan that they were going to fake fuck.
Yeah.
Like there was a text message that Annika sent to Brady and was like, hey, this is weird. Like, I'm going to fake fuck my boyfriend for the show. I want to know who came up with that plan. Like, is it Nikki Smokes that said, hey, man, I'm taking a lot of fucking heat from Dan. He's calling me no pussycat, like, or no whatever, Nikki no nut, like whatever the name was. And so he's like, I need you to do this for me, girl. Like, you ride or die.
If I had to guess, I'm almost positive that has to be an Annika story that she's telling this guy.
Or is it that?
Because
I kind of want to fuck.
Because if it's not even like take like the physical desires out of it. If they're being told, hey, if you fuck, you're off the show. Why would you have this plan to be like, yeah, we're gonna pretend to fuck and maybe be off the show? Like it's deeper. It's got to be deeper than that.
There's a lot of layers there. So I feel like unpacking that onion.
Who came up with the fake fuck plan? Yes.
All right.
Love it. Thanks,
All right.
guys.
All right.
Wow. Holy shit. Is it Dave dropping some tea?
Dave is live right now.
Dave.
I want to know what he's saying.
Dave, what the fuck, Dave?
We got to get him on the horn.
Don't you know we have RoneDotCom right now?
That's frankly disrespectful.
Dave. What the fuck? Gaz Goebbels, it's the propaganda machine. Get him on the show. Names. Yeah, I agree. Names.
Gaz came in hot.
Yeah. Well, he had to.
Yeah. Guy doesn't miss.
Who came up with the fake fuck plan? Got it. Okay, we have Stephen Cheah. How am I going to fucking talk to Stephen Cheah in 10 minutes? Mac, do you have some other rumors that we need to get to the bottom of?
Well, yesterday rumors were big. They were swirling all around Twitter. We were talking, like, obviously we all know the big ones, 11 million views. But I was like thinking, I knew we were doing the show today. I made a list of all the rumors that I've heard at Barstool since I've started that I thought were baseless. Some maybe more true than others. And I wanted to get like kind of your opinion on them because you've obviously been around more than I. You know a little bit more about how the wheels get greased here. And I wanted you to tell me if like any of these had like more base in reality than others.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you'd be open to like sharing.
Oh, totally. I
something
think
on
that this is, this place is a rumor mill. Yesterday was emblematic of that, but I'd love to hear like which ones you've heard, which ones you've gotten to the bottom of.
These are like, I'm a little bit scared to share these 'Cause I don't want, obviously this, like, things are going to change after I air these out. So I just need to know that, like, you have my back in case it goes south.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, yeah, we're locked in. Don't worry about it.
Fuck. All right. I'm shaking a little bit. The first Barstool rumor that I heard this on the first day that I got here. It's about Nate, the dog. And it's that he's secretly hiding a wife and 3 kids that he has at home that he's keeping off camera so as to retain his OG personality.
Oh my God. I mean, I could see that. He carries himself with like the midlife crisis dad strength of a guy who's like, hey, like I have these kids, now I'm going to get in the fucking gym, lock in, get my body right, one last time, one last hurrah of a rockin' bod. I think that's him getting a 6-pack and abs is like a married guy buying a Lamborghini.
Exactly.
So I could totally see him being married and have kids. Let's go.
I think that's almost without a doubt the case. He carries himself like a dad. He's always writing and reading and fucking he's getting jacked and he's putting white stuff in his fucking coffee and he's getting dude, I'm just concerned and I wanted to know if you had heard that.
I've heard similar. I haven't heard exactly that, but I have heard rumors about that kind of thing.
Okay. Okay. All right. So maybe
when is Nate jacked? Fucking
maybe.
Wake up, dude.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. Who's chat banned that guy? I got a couple more. I just want to get your opinions on. So far, we'll say
hit me.
We'll say maybe on the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this one's fucking crazy. This one I'm actually scared about because it's about the boss of the Chirac boss.
Oh shit.
Okay, this one might actually be real. But Big Cat recently invested around $10.35 million into a CRISPR study, which is like a genetic modification thing, where he inorganically created White Boy Rick in a lab. And that's why we're now seeing the emergence of that other White Boy Rick.
Oh, it's like a Spawn type of situation.
Yeah, a little bit of like Big Cat playing God over in Chicago.
Oh my God, I could totally see that because like there's parts of that office that are completely unexplored. Do you think that he's doing the CRISPR study within the confines of their office?
Yes, 1,000%. You talk about, the Yak always talks about the tunnel, right?
Right.
There's a secret tunnel in the Chicago office where Big Cat is cloning people, and specifically White Boy Rick.
Jesus Christ, because he's the biggest and he's the easiest. He could withstand a clone.
Yeah, he's easy to clone.
Oh my God, I haven't heard that one, but I mean, you're tapped into the Chicago stuff. Like,
yeah,
that's fucking insane.
Yeah, that
10.35?
10.35 mil.
Wow.
On the low.
Okay, that's
Couple
fucking
bands.
nuts.
I'll go maybe one or two more here. This one I'm actually almost 100% is true, and I know for a fact that you've heard this one, and I know you've been trying to keep this behind closed doors. And I don't want to get your dirty laundry out there, but this one I heard it's about Bosco.
Okay.
He was actually born a woman.
That's not true. That's not true. That's not true.
It's just a rumor. I just heard it.
Mac, you're gonna get everybody in
It's
trouble.
a rumor.
That is not true.
It's a rumor.
That is not true. You're gonna. This is gonna start some shit false. They're saying scale.
I didn't invent it. I'm just relaying the rumor. I don't agree with it. I think Bosco's jacked.
He is jacked, but what does that have to do with it?
Listen, I'm just saying these are rumors that I've heard.
Who said that to you?
No. I can't reveal my source.
You have to now.
No.
Who
it's just
said
a rumor. It's just a rumor. There's no truth to this. That's what we're saying.
Super chat, sorry. Goldfinger only cared about proving that he didn't spread the rumor, but instead the truth. Either way, it's a shitty thing to do because a girl made you sad. Valid. Can't be just nefariously spreading things about girls just because they made you sad. If that is the whole story.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we can keep talking about that.
Give me a couple more rumors. Give me a couple more rumors before we have Stephen Cheah on.
Let's see what else we got. Oh, this one's about my manager Fasoli. Fasoli isn't actually Italian, but he's Macedonian. He's from a small village called Gevgalia, and his real name is Nikolai Fasolowicz.
Oh no, that would be damning.
Yeah,
that would be very damning.
Yeah, that one is. I hope it's not true.
He's LARPing as a Italian.
That's what I've been hearing around the rumor mill. But
honestly, I could see it. Like there's There's no one in Italy that has that strong of genetics. That those genetics that he has are so strong that it's someone from a town that's never left. And everybody in Italy, they leave the town. He's just that's just constant genetics being poured into the same pot.
Yeah. No, by the way, they're saying Fasoli at the Super Bowl. True. He was.
He was?
Yeah. I believe so.
Oh my God.
At least this past one. And he recently just got engaged.
Oh my God. But he doesn't have kids, right?
No, he's got no kids.
But Nate does.
Nate does have kids. He's got 3 of them.
Was he at the Super Bowl?
That's a good question. I'm not sure.
All right, give me one last one. Give me one
last one. I gotta get a good one here.
Yeah, give me a fucking juicy one.
Let's see what we got here. This one's pretty fucking wild. Oh wait, we got a chat here.
W Mook can't sleep. He's putting on at night. But do you think too much people without? Come on. But you think too much people without taking people out. That was maybe one of the least coherent sentences, but I appreciate the super chat. That was very nice of you. And Mook is being an absolute beast. Give us one last one.
All right, one last one.
Cheah on here. Give us some absolute heat.
Okay, this one's about Jack Mack. Me and him have had some lovers' quarrels lately. But the rumor I have is that Jack Mack isn't actually real. He's a Mexican guy from Venezuela that we put into a green screen morph suit, and then we layer that onto an AI based off the TikTok algorithm to generate the best content possible.
Wait, he's a Mexican guy from Venezuela?
Yeah, in a green screen suit. He's an actor. He's fully CGI. Yeah.
I didn't even know that they were making Mexican guys in Venezuela.
Yeah, it's a new wrinkle that they're throwing in.
Because I always thought that those bros were Venezuelan.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, not in this case. Not in. Yeah,
he's a Mexican. I mean, it's like if an Italian guy moves to Macedonia, he's still Italian.
Yeah, he's an Italian guy from Macedonia.
Right. So it's like this is a Mexican guy from Venezuela.
Yeah.
I mean, these are very juicy.
I'm just hearing them. I'm not corroborating them. I'm just hearing them.
I'm gonna have to dig into all this shit, and I will get to the bottom of it. It says another super chat from Canada. Rumor but facts. Kelly sucks. Love you, Ron. I think that Kelly has been doing great on this show, to be honest with you. I think that she is true to form, stirring the pot. And I think that sometimes people confuse people being interesting with people being their favorite. Like sometimes someone might be good for the show, but they might not be beloved. They might not be the most liked person, but that doesn't mean she's not good for the show. Let's get Stephen Cheah in here for a little bit, for like a big pivot. First, as we're pulling up Cheah, let's talk about Phoenix for a second. Grinding 16-hour days, building the empire brick by brick. You need fuel that actually works. People just said in the chat that I look tired. Bro, I don't feel tired because I got the Phoenix going through me. I'm a dad. I'm a married father of multiple children. And I need this energy. I need the energy to get up every day. I need clean energy. I need pure energy. I need energy without a crash. And this isn't a single function drink, and we're not going to settle for that. Get Phoenix. Fuel your hustle completely. Phoenix is the first combination of energy, electrolytes, and immunity in one can. Natural green tea energy. Zero sugar, no jitters, no crash. Whether you're powering through morning workouts, fighting the 3 p.m. slump, Phoenix keeps you performing at your best. Stop settling. Get Phoenix. Use code Barstool5 for $5 off your order at drinkphx.com. My brother Stephen Cheah, what's going on? Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
That time.
It's that time. Before we get into that, you're a married guy with kids who is at the Super Bowl in New Orleans.
Yeah, I was at the casino every night. I got witnesses.
I mean, it's kind of. I was saying earlier, it's just bullshit to throw all the married guys with kids in like this. In like now everybody who's married with kids is like, we should be the protected class.
Yeah. Dude, I'm 40. I'm not talking to anyone that's like 23, 24. Like, come on.
Well, how old's Rossini?
Rossini is, I think, 43.
Okay. Anything for a source. Okay, Cheah, we what's so crazy about being so dialed in on this BS this week is that we do have the NFL Draft live show tomorrow from Chicago, and I couldn't be more excited. I'm a guy who's grinding tape every single day. It is my hobby. I'm scouring everything on YouTube, watching one-on-one matchups from the Senior Bowl, seeing if I can get cutouts on YouTube of good on good, where I can see I can see how David Bailey did against, Spencer Fano or something like that. I want to see the good. I want to see the good on good. I want to find all of it, and I know that you're the same way. What are your biggest things that you're looking towards at the NFL Draft tomorrow?
I think obviously number one is where quarterback number 2 goes. I think it's no mystery where QB1 goes. Fernando Mendoza, in all likelihood, pending a Laramie Tunsil situation, is expected to go to Las Vegas with the first pick. But then where does quarterback 2 fall? Because what kind of stinks about this draft is there's not like a sexy quarterback market outside of Mendoza, expected to go number 1. And then where does Ty Simpson go? So does he fall? The word is Arizona likes him, but they're picking at 3. That's pretty rich. So do they trade back? Monty Ossenforth, their GM, has shown a penchant for being able to trade back. And can they still nab him there? There are a couple quarterback needy teams, and the list is getting smaller year by year. And next year's quarterback class is supposed to be very, very good. So who makes the leap of faith to pick Ty Simpson? Will it be in the first round, and where will it be in the first round? I think that's the number one storyline, but there are a couple guys that have pretty wide ranges, none probably bigger than him.
I think that I looked at your mock draft yesterday, and if you listen to guys like McShay, I mean, I'm listening to everybody. I'm listening to as many guys as I can. But if you listen to a guy like McShay, he directly disagrees with your picks of your mock draft, starting at pick number 2. You have David Bailey going number 2. He's got Arvell Reese. He said Bailey was a smokescreen. The Jets were supposed to have him in this week. They canceled that visit. They said, we can't in good conscience bring this guy out and then not draft him. And then they're also saying right after that, Jeremiah Love, number 3 to the Cardinals. If we're talking things that are a little bit rich, is that rich for a running back?
Yeah, I mean, number 3 is the ultimate smokescreen because, why would the Cardinals do that? We just saw a situation where a team that was not very good, that had a lot of offensive line issues, took a running back very high in Ashton Genty and the Raiders last year. How did that work out? Not great. So, the Cardinals don't have a right tackle right now. Their right tackle currently is an undrafted guy from a couple of years ago with nothing to his name. So there are some solid right tackles in this draft. Do they take one at 3? Is CeCe Maui-Noah the pick at 3? I'm not sure. I would like to see them trade back. I think they eventually will. But the word on the street is a lot of teams are trying to draft or would like to draft Jeremiah Love. But not only is a top 5 pick pretty rich for a running back, if you're a team that's not in the top 5, do you spend the capital to go up to number 3 to get him? I think that's going to be a very interesting storyline tomorrow night.
I want to talk about the Giants having picks 5 and 10. I also want to talk about the Bucks. But before we do that, just in the spirit of viewer retention, do you think that the situationship should have actually been brought out there, or do you think that it was bullshit that Annika's situationship is brought in to spark controversy?
So I'm glad you brought this up because I am following the Barstool Spring Break stuff. The first thing I opened this morning was on Twitter. It said Brady's last text to Annika. And my first thought was, no fucking way. Annika's in Las Vegas, where Tom Brady is right now, getting ready for there's no way.
He kind of looks like he looks like he could be one of Tom Brady's kids.
Okay, that's a compliment.
Yeah.
So I have to figure out who this Brady person is because I got to get caught up to make sure everything's good to go for the prep sheet for Yak. But yeah, that's I read the text and was pretty confused. I think any male that is pursuing a woman and gets that text is going to be pretty thrown off and probably pretty put off by it.
Yeah, totally. Now the Giants wind up The Giants wind up with pick 10 in a stunning trade for Sexy
Stunning.
Dexy. But is that more of an indication of this being a shitty draft class? And if so, who do you think are the most likely odds-on favorites to be those picks at 5 and 10?
I think I want to say this isn't a good draft class, but this is also not a good defensive tackle draft class. So the Bengals aren't very good at stopping the run. Dexter Lawrence is arguably the best run stopping and pass rushing defensive tackle in the league. So I think pick 10 for him is a good trade. And if you look at the Bengals draft history, it hasn't been good. So if they're not good at drafting and this is not a good defensive tackle draft and that is their need, I think that's a great fit. I was hoping the Bucs would trade 15 for Dexter Lawrence. I think Dexter Lawrence is awesome. The only thing that gives me pause is I heard that he just weighed in at 394 pounds, which is pretty sloppy even for a guy with his frame. But the Giants certainly now with 5 and 10 kind of control the draft because we know what pick number 1 is. Ty Simpson's not going to go 2. He could go as early as 3, though I doubt it. So the Giants are kind of the power players in that top 10. The Jets have 4 picks in the first 44, but the Giants at 5 and 10 kind of dictate where things go. I'm interested to see. The name that's been getting a lot of buzz the past couple of days is Jordan Tyson. Does he go up as high as 5? Apparently, the Giants really like him. I would be surprised if he went that high, but that's the latest is that he could go as high as that. I would think the Giants, with Jim Harbaugh's first draft, are going to do something Harbaugh-like. Does that mean getting a safety like Caleb Downs at one of the 2 picks? I think it's going to be very interesting how they navigate it because if they go receiver, they could have their pick at 5. If they wait to 10, they might not have their pick. So if they really fancy one guy like a Jordan Tyson or a Carnell Tate, are they comfortable waiting till 10 or do they pull the trigger at 5?
Balls on the table. Who are the 5 and 10 picks?
I have Caleb Downs going at 5, the safety from Ohio State. And then number 10, it could be offensive line. It could be like a Spencer Fano, or it could be a wide receiver. If they're going wide receiver, let's see who's left there. Jordan Tyson, I would think, is going to be there. So I would go with Caleb Downs and Jordan Tyson. I'm still crafting the final mock draft, but it should be finished probably later today.
Now, do you think that Goldfinger was spreading a rumor, or do you think that he was just saying something that he knew to be true? And is he playing a semantics game based on what you heard on yesterday's Yak?
Is there a difference? Like, I think if you're spreading a rumor, you believe that to be true. And so I don't know necessarily what the argument is about. The argument could be, is whatever they said true or not, which I think is fair, and they're both going to have their own sides. But I don't know Goldfinger super well. He's been in the office for, I don't know, a year and a half, 2 years. But we don't work closely together. So he seems like a good kid, and that's kind of what I have to go off. So I'm going to take him at his word. I think whatever he said, he believes is true. And in that case, like, I don't think that's wrong. But I don't think that Una's necessarily in the wrong either if it's not true, with whatever this rumor is.
Now, when the Bucs are up at 15, Vega Ioane has been getting a lot of steam. Top guard in the class. A lot of people saying that he is maybe one of the top 4, 5, or 6 players in the class overall. When was the last time the Bucs had a real road grader at guard, and is he the ideal pick? Because watching him at Penn State, this guy's a mauler. He's athletic. He doesn't have guard tackle versatility, but man, they even split him out wide a couple times for him to be able to be a pass catcher in some funky sets that they had going on. Is Vega Ioane the pick for the Bucs?
I would kind of be surprised, only because they have their offensive line slots kind of filled, and they signed Ben Bredesen to an extension last year. He's our left guard. So if they're drafting him, they're essentially replacing one of those guys. So I would be surprised if he's the pick. That being said, he is, assuming he is available at 15, he would probably be best player available. So he could be. I heard Bucky Brooks had him on his mock draft, and he had Ibuka last year to the Bucs. So maybe he's plugged in on the Bucs. But we'll see. I actually have a rumor to run by you. That's kind of crazy.
Hit me.
I heard a surprise landing spot for Ty Simpson could be the Eagles. What do you think about that?
I think that That's cap, brother.
Yeah. Okay.
Where did you hear it, and where do you think it would be? I mean, the Eagles have made draft picks of quarterbacks while they already had a quarterback, but where's the basis and where are you hearing it?
I've been talking to people this week, and the basis is Jalen Hurts is a divisive character. I mean, Super Bowl MVP. I think Jalen Hurts is a very good player, but I've also heard from multiple people that he is difficult to get along with. So I don't know what the long-term vision there. Obviously, it seems AJ Brown is going to be out post June 1st. Is Jalen Hurts difficult to work with for everyone? I don't know. And does his talent outweigh that? I don't know how difficult he is to work with. I do think he is a very good talent. I think he's a good quarterback, a good leader. I am pro Jalen Hurts. I think he's a very good player. That being said, I have heard it's a mystery landing spot. Could happen. I'm not saying it absolutely will happen.
At 23?
That seems like the logical spot just based on where Ty Simpson is projected to go.
That would be very interesting. I would say that is unlikely because if you are getting rid of A.J. Brown, probably need a pass catcher. And if Landon Dickerson and Lane Johnson could be out of the league next year, maybe Cam Jurgens even is moving to guard at best case scenario. He even was going through health problems where he's going to Columbia to get stem cells. You need offensive line help. You need pass catchers to replenish the supply. So I think that those would be two places that they could focus as opposed to getting rid of their Super Bowl MVP quarterback. But
that's fair. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I have heard this is a team to watch out for.
I think that that's entirely. I mean, I think that it would be really exciting. I think that it would be the kind of thing that gets a guy like Jeff Nadeau pissed off, and maybe a lot of the fan base will be like, "We already have a quarterback." But for the most part, that's the kind of juicy stuff that I'm 100% into. Do you have like a draft crush, a darling that you're absolutely locked in on?
I mean, I've always loved Daniel Jeremiah. I think he's the best draft guy.
No. I'm saying like player-wise.
My favorite player in the draft. I kind of like Jadarian Price, and he's not like the sexy
second
name
running back from Notre Dame.
Yeah, he probably won't be a first rounder, but we have seen running backs that have been stuck behind, elite backs, and I don't think there's anyone that is, working on mock drafts that doesn't have a top 3 grade in the class on Jeremiah Love. But Jadarian Price was just kind of behind him, and in that role, he did very well. So is he the drop between the top 2 running backs and like the 3rd or 4th running back is pretty great. So is this a spot where he could go maybe end of the first round? I just kind of like that he's kind of a do-it-all running back and maybe didn't get the opportunity. So that's kind of maybe why I like him. It's like, oh, well, he could have done so much more if he had more opportunity. So I'm interested to see what it is at the next level.
Last thing before I let you go, who do you think has had the best outfits on Barstool Spring Break?
I am always a fan of the hats that Annika wears. Like I saw her at the game last night with the bucket hat. I think that she has a very cool, unique style. I didn't like Smoke's outfit the other day going to the club with the white pants and all that. I think there's that could be playing a part into his no puss game. I really just want to see the guys go to TortillaCon, and we've been talking about this on the Yak for a little bit. They got the big convention later this week. We got the boys hooked up with passes, so I'm hoping that they make it to TortillaCon, and maybe Smokes can break out of his slump.
I love it. Stephen Cheah will be live tomorrow night on the NFL Draft Show with yours truly and John Gruden. I cannot wait to just absolutely talk ball with the fellas. Take 10 milligrams of Adderall and just yap about ball with the fellas for 4 hours straight. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. You can also check him out on the Yak today at 1 o'clock Eastern, 12 o'clock Central.
Good seeing you, my brother. I'll see you tomorrow night.
See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow day. I'll be flying out first thing in the morning. Appreciate you, Steven. Fantastic stuff. Wow. It's like usually that's the thing I'm focused on all week is the NFL draft. I'm grinding tape since fucking November. But Cheah is absolutely buzzing. Salute to Stephen Cheah for being on there. And for weighing in a trying time and for being able to give us a little bit of juice because I totally agree. Annika has had the best outfits of the entire time.
That's crazy.
And that's consensus. I think that's consensus. We can jump from one guest right into the next guest. I think that we have live from Las Vegas, the man with the cauldron and the spoon, stirring the pot himself, Barstool Tate. What's going on, my brother?
Rone, it's my pleasure to join you here from Las Vegas. I'm excited.
We got super chats right away. Why can Kelly speak for Una, but Annika can't for Goldfinger? Hypocrite Tommy said that Johnny was nice, but she really believes the rumors about Johnny Manziel is rude. I don't know if you want to weigh in on that, but I mean, it's just like that's the level of buzz that we're getting.
Yeah, the Kelly Una Goldfinger is going to be an interesting part on your recap show today. I think there's a lot of discussion behind the scenes of. Like Kelly's great on the show. It was an incredible fight. She yells, she screams. There's a chance she was wrong though, is what people are saying. Like Una, Kelly 1,000% cares more than Una, and I guess you're gonna have to just get to the bottom of why. I don't think Goldfinger's the best one-on-one fighter. He might be one of the worst, but his story that he told it was a good call from it was actually Rone that said we got to get a confessional before we let him into the lion's den, because once you get in there with Keegs, he had zero chance of getting out what he was trying to say. So there is footage of him arriving before he met anyone. He was loose, he was laughing, and his story did add up to what he was trying to say. So I don't know. I think it comes down to Keegs is riding hard for Una. Goldfinger is fighting back. Una isn't really doing a great job of caring as much as Keegs if what she told Keegs is true.
Yeah, don't you think that the person who is at the center of it should be the person that cares the most and is riding the hardest?
That's one thing that needs to be noted, and the other is why was Una so sick leading up to it? Like she was like almost puking at the Vegas Golden Knights game when I know she'd been talking to Goldfinger all day, and they corroborated their stories. She knew what Goldfinger was going to come in and say, which is, hey, exactly what Una's been saying is the truth. One side, one rumor is confirmed, like she did that, and the other is not true. And I just kept asking Una, if you guys are on the same page, what are you nervous about?
Totally. I think that you can read that in all of her body language and all the clips that we're seeing. Covered stomach, avoided eye contact. I think that there's a lot of things that we're seeing where it is like, is there something that is not being said? Is there some type of, I don't know. Is like, there's definitely truth to them corroborating their stories, but if it is the truth, then right. Like why do we need to go over the story if it is the truth? You know, you need to go over a story when you rob a bank with your boy, and you both need to get your alibis right. Why is there any alibi if we can just rely on the truth?
I don't know, because they were arguing. I was told that Goldfinger was going to come in and argue the exact same point as Kelly Keegs, so I didn't know how the blow-up was going to go, if that makes sense. Like what Una has said all day is the truth. She said she slept with someone from the Barstool back end or whatever at the Super Bowl, and then the other one was a complete and fabricated lie. So they're all on the same page. I don't get where there's something is not being shared, because it doesn't make sense why Goldfinger says he's telling the truth, Una says she's telling the truth, she's sick as a dog, and Keegs is screaming her head off.
Okay, I think back end I think that's the first time I heard the term back end on this.
I'll say this, that might have been just a poor choice of words. My understanding is behind the scenes. Behind the scenes is my official stance.
Okay, behind the scenes. Got it.
Yeah.
Have you gotten an edict or directive from Gaz or Dave on what can and cannot be said?
Yeah. In the social media chat, why don't I get you the official so I'm not misquoted on this? It was, we're not going to drop names. We're not going to drop names of non-Barstool employees is the summation of what's going on. And
who's that directive from?
That was per gas.
Per gas. We're not going to drop names of non-Barstool employees. And I know that that's frustrating for someone like me who's like digging and trying to get to the bottom of everything. Is it frustrating for you as you're kind of in the mix of all of it?
Here's why it's frustrating for me, Ron, because the biggest story in the world could happen right now, and every single reply is going to be address the elephant in the room, address the elephant in the room, address the elephant in the room. I think these guys out here and girls are great for reality TV, but after the Peyton clip yesterday, there's only one thing the internet wants to talk about. Now, with that being said, on like a moral level, if I found out that something nefarious was happening, as a wife or a daughter or a son because of Barstool Spring Break, and my husband doesn't even work at the company, I don't think that necessarily, that's not my lane, I guess. So if that shit comes out, like, that's on someone, but I won't be the person saying that, because at the end of the day, as much as I do love the drama, we're on a Barstool Spring Break show. Now, in the company stuff, Ron, I think we all know what we signed up for in Barstool.
Well, I also think that there is an element of it where, yes, it's not fair to that wife or that girlfriend, but I think that you went through this with the Nikki Smokes fake rumor, where it's not fair to the wives and girlfriends of everybody else that's kind of like getting thrown into it. I don't think it's fair for my wife to be like, well, you're like, your name's like being tweeted about this, and you're a married guy, you're at the Super Bowl, you have kids, like. I think that there's the vagueness is very, it's way messier.
You're exactly right with that. There are so many people. I know Kate's joked about it, which was a hilarious tweet. I know that Bosco has, Dave was obviously joking about Bosco, but at the end of the day, there are people like Bosco's wife. That's not fun. Like, she's like, she probably was like, Rico, like, that's a joke, right? So yeah, the vagueness of it is probably making it annoying for other Barstool employees that fit the mold. Who do you think's the person to speak on it, Ron? Because everyone around here is wondering.
Una or Peyton, the people that brought it up.
It has to be. It has to be. Or like Dante thought Dave was going to do a press conference. I think that's crazy, but
the people at the nucleus of it should be the people that are talking about it, and that's, yeah. I mean, maybe we could get to the bottom of it, but I think that the people who know all of this should be the people that get to the bottom of all of this, because it's messy. It's very messy.
There's still people. I think me and Dante were the only two people on the entire cast yesterday that had no idea what was going on until after the show. Yeah. But there are people behind the scenes that are 100% sure that it's true, 100% sure that it's false. And I don't know. I think Una either needs to prove herself, because the other thing is this: I don't want to be reporting any story of married wife and kid unless I know it's a fact, and I don't know it's a fact.
Well, here's the other thing. Una has in the past had a dubious history when it comes to DMs, because her DMs with Tommy, she misrepresented that for the cameras, and she DM'd him first, deleted that, and then made it seem like he DM'd her first, and she had a similar situation that went on with Francis. So I think that we're going to have to dig into she's not doing herself any favors if all of this is true, because she has created a shadow of a doubt that now surrounds what's going on with her. And do we have a girl who cried wolf situation? What is exactly going on with this situation? I think that it's very fair to bring up all of those things, especially if I were the person who's being accused of this.
If I was trying to get to the bottom of it, if I saw with my own eyes a DM that was nefarious from someone with kids and a wife to Una, that would make me feel a whole lot more sure about everything. And I'm not saying she's lying by any means. I don't have any dog in the fight on that side whatsoever. What I'm saying is you can't deny that she started the Tommy Smokes DM in a weird way. Yep. And now this is all now coming down to DMs. I don't know if anyone has seen a nefarious DM. And so if there is one, then that would make it a whole lot easier to be 100% sure on one side or not.
I also got texts of about 4 different names during the show yesterday of people who it could be, and then I got out here and I heard like a 5th name as I left. So I think I was in the same boat as you and Dante, where it's like I'm kind of learning this in real time, and there's like a clip of me watching it, or like maybe a still image that Kenjack took, where my jaw is on the fucking floor because I cannot believe this shit. But I think that of all the names that are where it's clouded, that's unfair to all those people too, where it's like it could be this, could be that. I think that it would serve us to get to the bottom of that.
I can tell you this, Ron. I believe the expectation around Vegas yesterday was that the name was going to come out last night based on the drinking and the live streams. But it's not going to come from the Barstool Spring Break account. So it would have to come in like the background of Cadix going live and Dante the Don is talking about it in that way, unless it comes from a direct personal cast member's account.
And I've heard that posited, like, oh, it's not going to come from the official account, but if someone wants to say it on their personal account from the cast, they can do that. But that would take a very intentional kind of light the world on fire type of move from someone in the cast, where it doesn't seem like anybody wants to be that person to kind of get to the bottom of all of this. And I don't know. I'm trying to serve the viewers. You know, I want the viewers to be able to kind of get what they want out of this reality show. And I think it's weird to get to the cusp and be like, we're not going to jump.
There's one way to do it, Roan, and that's to get on your live show later today. You have to have Peyton and Una one-on-one. You have to, because Una is denying. And if she's in the wrong, then I feel very bad for her, because those are bad rumors. But also Peyton said it with such conviction, and there are people here that are on the same page and Peyton defenders, that if they go head to head, either Peyton looks like she's lying or Una looks like she's lying, and someone has the evidence.
Well, we're talking about lying. I think that Annika is put in a spot today where she is lying to somebody. She's either lying to Nikki Smokes or she's lying to Situationship Brady, and or she's lying to the public about fucking Nikki Smokes. I think that's another big one we're gonna have to get to the bottom of.
I do think that they both know their role on the show. I think they're both excellent reality show cast members, so I could see a world where they had discussed that. Now, I was with them both on I was the one following them home. All signs leaded to intercourse, in my opinion. All signs leaded to intercourse. So I would be on the side of that. And I was catching up before I did this show. I got to be out on the situationship guy. The timeline that he portrayed was that he saw Nikki and Annika go back to the hotel together, and then he wanted to come out here and address this. But for the first DM to Gaz to be Monday, we hadn't even gone race car driving yet, and he was already DMing Gaz, being like, "Hey, I'd come out here. I'm the situationship." This guy looks like to me, and now I got Meek Phil, one of the great researchers of our organization, telling me that he's a stoolie, he's a rider, he's tweeted about Barstool. I'm calling, hey, he'd rather be on Barstool Spring Break than it's a huge deal that the Nikki Smokes Annika storyline in Vegas. They only had been on one date, and they've known each other for 2 weeks.
But I think that if that is the case, why does Annika raise her hand when it says, does anybody have anything else going on outside of the show? And Annika raised her hand and said that she had something going on outside the show. So I think that is a little bit, it just confuses things. It doesn't give us more clarity. It gives us more haze in the situation.
That's a fair point. I mean, I do know on the record and off the record that she was coming into this with what she considered to be some sort of relationship, and she wasn't trying to jeopardize that. But then, I don't know, I'm not trying to minimize their relationship. They fucking met one time.
Yeah, but I wonder why Annika is also texting him saying, hey, like, it's going to look like we're fucking, but we're not actually fucking, if they've only met one time? Why is she caring about this guy? Why is she walking on eggshells around this guy? And we got Rico screaming at. Oh, wait, we got Rico coming in.
I know you're doing a show.
Wait, come on, Rico.
It was a rumor. It was a rumor. It was a rumor. I know you're a guy. No, don't show me your dick right now. I'm not looking at you.
Show him your dick, Bosco.
Right here. Just look. I'm not
I want to see if he has a dick.
My own guy. Jesus Christ.
Anyway, yeah, right. But
Oh my
there's a rumor. Max trying to spread a rumor that Rico was born as a woman.
But no, here's another thing for you. If I was able to sit down with those two, if he's such a big stoolie and he's to the point where, like, I'm not saying Gaz is a nobody by any means. Like, people like Gaz is obviously an extremely important person, but you do have to know the inner workings of Barstool to know that you should be DMing Gaz, if that makes sense. So for him to DM Gaz, also for their relationship to have started with him DMing her, is he just DMing her because she's a Barstool girl and he sees that's his way to get into this? Like, is he being 100% honest in this relationship? And then she got duped into being like, yeah, he's a nice guy. I think there's something shady about the guy.
And we have a super chat from Derek in the chat. Very, very nice super chat. It was Joey Yanks, he says. And then in real time from Austin, if we're talking DMs, completely different set of DMs, but he said it on David Day Trader or DDTG, so it's fine to add to the live show. But Dave said, Una was DMing every single person that worked at Barstool. I thought that was known. Would probably be good to get to the bottom of how many Barstool employees she was DMing leading up to getting a job. So I mean that's a whole other wrinkle that, you know, it seems like she was casting a wide net. Was it to get work? Was it for romance? I think that's another thing we're going to have to get to the bottom of.
Something that needs to be I had heard that as well, that needs to be flushed out, that that's something that's going to need to come out on the live shows. As I was of the understanding she was DMing a lot of Barstool employees.
Well, I think that could be the kind of thing that's like, maybe that's what she's sick about, because like that's the kind of thing that somebody would get sick about, is like trying to keep the truth in a tight little package when it's not a tight little package, or trying to keep everything under wraps when it becomes a bit of a runaway train. Jay Breezy said Annika was used and Brady is a loser, a liar, and a clout chaser. Do you buy that he is a clout chaser, or is everybody on the show chasing clout at some degree?
I got him as a certified clout chaser. I got him as which I don't hate. Like, cool, you want to come out? He's got a free trip to Vegas, and he's obviously a stoolie. And I would be shocked if he didn't try and start this relationship just for that reason. About the Una thing, though, that's why it's got to be Peyton versus Una. Peyton's got to be on the show today, because
Totally agree.
Here's what I'll say, Ron. There's so much tiptoeing around eggshells about that first rumor here in Vegas right now. The slept with a behind the scenes person at Barstool, because if you're wrong about that or intentions. Like that's bad. That's a bad. You can't be wrong about that. So I didn't know either of these girls, but someone swears that she's telling the truth. The other person swears that an egregious lie has been made up about her. And I don't think the show can go forward without that answer.
And I think that the intentional obscurity of it all, it's like, oh, I'm talking about this rumor and not that rumor. And like, it's so cloudy where you really can't see, you can't make it out. I think that that's something that we really want to get to the bottom of. Now, is it true that before everything, or right after everything went down between Peyton and Una yesterday, was the entire cast told to take a nap right after that?
Yeah. I'll tell you this. Rob is excellent. I truly think that he was doing it actually, I know for a fact he was doing it in hey, I got a show to produce that needs to go late into the night. You go late into the night every night, right after the RoneDotCom show. It's usually time to chill for a second. Then we have activities. We have a sponsored blackjack tournament. We're going to the Vegas Knights game. So looking back, crazy that was the time to chill. But he wasn't covering or hiding anything by any means. He was definitely, once it got back, trying to get it going.
I mean, it's like when my kids start screaming when I have 2 1-year-olds and they start screaming, usually it is like time for a nap, you know? Maybe it's like a similar situation to that, but it's just like, hey, everybody go for a nap. I think I have other people in the chat asking what was happening right before Una and Peyton went head to head. Now, I heard that there's rumors that like all the girls and Tommy were going to go into a room to kind of like break down what was happening. And do you have any insight on the moments right before Una and Peyton?
I have insight that I think is interesting leading up to just before that moment. I was not up here for the fight. It was in the penthouse girls suite. But what I do know is I was sitting on the couch during the recap show.
Yep.
And it seemed like everyone on cast knew something except for Dante. They knew what was going on.
Yeah.
And
even
like
you saw Annika during the show turn around and be like, it can't be said, like it's really bad.
I'm not even going to say the name I thought it was, but the name that I'm now hearing is way different than the name that I was like. I was thinking they were talking about like the top of our company with how bad and how important this shit was.
Yes.
Like people like, I'm like,
I also got
holy
texted
cow.
that.
They're like, this is crazy. But I do know that I'm in the social chat and it started buzzing with another side being like, hey, she's lying through her teeth right now. Hey, I can confirm that the person who just said she's lying through her teeth is correct. She's lying through her teeth. So
Oh, 2 people corroborating the same story in the social chat.
I believe there are 3 people, Peyton being one of them, that felt strongly that Una was not telling the truth on that show, but she was the one that had the platform to say that, if that makes sense. So
you got to tell us who the other 2 people are. You got to tell us who the other 2 people.
I know that Danny Conrad was
Danny Conrad.
He was like, hey, I don't think she's telling the truth right now. And the other one is it's Ben. Ben was like, I don't think she's telling the truth right now. So now, with that being said, it felt like something was gonna brew. I didn't know it was gonna pop off like that. But it's the big thing. Like, is production talent here? Is
right.
social talent? And it's like they were all saying, but then no one wanted to say it.
So they don't think that she's telling the truth about what? They didn't think she was telling the truth about.
I don't remember exactly because it's elevated so much more since post Peyton clip, if that makes sense, that I don't know what exactly was being said on the show. But I know that Peyton was definitely the hardest riding. She's lying through her teeth person. And then Danny and Ben, I don't even know if he did it in the chat. Ben just did it later in the day, and he was just like, yeah, Peyton knows what she's talking about. And then Danny was also in the chat being like, hey, I can confirm, like, from my understanding, she's not being the most honest on the show right now.
Yeah, and the fact that, and that's the other thing where it's like multiple rumors. What are you not being honest about? What is the thing that's like, you could be like, okay, she's not being honest, but it's like, okay, well, there's 2 heads of the snakes, 2 different snake heads. Like, which one is like, I mean, it's just very, very convoluted. Have you gotten any sleep since you've been out there?
The first 2 nights, 0-0. It was awful. But it's adrenaline. It's so much fun. And then last night they kind of did an in-house night. So after the Keegs Goldfinger fight, I think I got like a 4 spot on me.
Okay, that's not good numbers, but that's numbers.
Yep, we're increasing.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, dude, for coming on. Any questions that I have to ask? Anything I need to get to the bottom of today?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people that are putting the weight of the show, not to pressure you, but on your back today. I think this is the most important recap show in spring break history, I would say.
Wow. Okay.
Like I said, there are people that are in the camp that Peyton spoke on what she knew. And there are people that obviously are vehemently saying, like, that was an absolute scumbag move. She doesn't know anything she's talking about. That was a heinous rumor. And I think that, right, wrong, or indifferent, you're the one who can get it out of them. Hopefully Peyton can join. But we got to come out with some clarity today after that show.
Okay. Did Peyton speak on what she knew? I think is the best way that I can put it. All right, brother. I don't know if it's rest that you're gonna get. What's your plan? You have 2 hours before the show. How are you gonna? How are you gonna?
I got
incubate?
Bosco's texting me. I got to make a phone call about a Bosco wants to talk Barstool after dark, so I'm gonna go give Bosco a call.
All right, talk to Bosco. Appreciate you. Yeah, you're doing an awesome job, and yeah, you're such an asset to the show. So I really appreciate you being out
Thanks,
there
Ron.
and checking in with us.
All right, boys. See you guys.
All right, Tate. Damn. So from Drowning Fish 726, Annika claims she didn't know what emotions with Nikki Smokes would arise once she was already around him in Vegas, but her text to Brady tried to portray that her and Nikki Smokes were just faking it to the camera. Yeah, I think Annika might be talking out of two sides of her mouth. We will get to the bottom of that one for sure. Big W's for Tate. Big W's for Tate. Fire both Kellys? No. You're like... Not, that's insane. That is insane. Ron, can you bring up Kelly using her woman privilege and stepping up to Goldfinger knowing he wouldn't be physical? Is that woman privilege?
That's a crazy sentence.
No, she knew he wouldn't be physical. She knew he wouldn't fight back.
I think she would have fought him right there. It looked like it was gonna get physical.
Yeah, I mean, she used her physicality. I don't think she was using being physical, but I think there's definitely she kind
of mogged him a little bit. She's got like a foot
she
on
framed
him.
out on him. Both Kellys and Bai sent home. Women privilege equals not getting beat. Jesus Christ.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. Rowan, swear all this is real? Of course, bro. What kind of thing do you, I mean, like, it's like the fucking moon landing. Like, the amount of people that would have to be in on the fucking live for it not to be real is so ridiculous. Rowan skipping all. Yep. Rowan knows the name. I know 5 rumors, and yeah. Peyton insinuating Una was entertaining the DM from the mystery guy. That's interesting too. It's like if you DM someone back and forth a bunch of times, and then you're like, aren't you married? It's like, why entertain the first several forays? Laura Forgot said in the recap tomorrow, Tommy said he heard the sleeping with a married guy rumor from Annika. Who did Annika hear it from then? I thought she heard it from Sam. And does Kelly feel manipulated by Una? Well, I think that's what some people are saying. It's like, is Kelly, yeah, like, is she riding? Is she sure she's riding for the right cause? Is she sure she's riding for the right cause? Because she's riding hard. And, sometimes you get into a jihad, you die, and then maybe there's not 70-some virgins up there. Do you know you're fighting for the right cause? I saw a super chat earlier that I didn't get to. They said something about King of the Dot, which I love, and then they said that Dante said after the show to Tommy, how does he deal with me? Because I'm such a direct question answer or so aggressive with asking questions. That is only for the purpose of this show. And that's why I would hate to be handcuffed as far as being able to ask questions about things. But I'm not necessarily normally like a very aggressive question asker. I'm really just trying to follow in the footsteps of the GOAT, Andy Cohen.
Do you know what your first question is going to be for the show?
I have always had a. Do I know for today or just in general?
today. Like when you come in, do you know what?
Well, that's what we were talking about. What like the kind of run of show is. That's what I was on that long conversation from until this show started with the producer of that show, Rob, and it's like, where do we start? And I think you have to start with the Una Payton thing. I think that when there's so much going on, it's helpful to do it chronologically, and I think that was the most explosive clip, and so I think you got to start with that one. Check your DM, please. I think I have the Una scoop down, okay? Okay. I like just say it here.
It's a dick
Fuck it,
pic.
I don't know.
It's a picture of that guy's penis.
Yeah, if it's a penis picture, I'll be very upset.
Yeah, almost 100% certain.
Ron, we know that Una showed Peyton DMs from this married guy. What we need to know is, does Peyton know for a fact that Una hooked up with that guy, or does Peyton believe that it's likely that she slept with him? And that's another question. Like, are we just talking about DMs, or are we talking about an actual romantic relationship? And it's like emotional cheating is cheating. I agree with that, but it is definitely a different type of cheating. Fascinating. Definitely like and subscribe. It says 7.5K live. That's crazy. Like and subscribe. Like, we're definitely trying to get to the bottom of all of that. And like, we've been putting on all these shows this week, and everybody behind the scenes is fucking grinding. So please like this. Please get the comments up. Please subscribe to this channel. Like, it is my goal to serve the viewers. It is my goal to get to the bottom of things that people are asking, and to, participate in the marketplace of free information, trade the information around freely without being girded by these heavy tariffs and tax on the information that I'm trying to share from guys like Dave and Gaz. Rome, what are your thoughts on Una being the common denominator with these DM issues? Tommy, Francis, married guy, plus other employees. She's the problem for real. I mean, without knowing, I don't know that she's the problem, but I'm definitely going to have to dig into that. It's like, is there a girl who cried wolf situation where it's like you have had these things going on in your DMs? Like, I think there is something interesting about playing around in the DMs and being able to use it as social currency to show the girls and stuff like that, where it's like, maybe there is a sense of validation if you are getting these DMs, and then you start seeking out that validation through creating more circumstances where you are DMing people, and then you use that as social currency. I think that that's a slippery slope, and I think that you're playing with fire in those situations. So for it to always be these DM conversations that are surrounding her makes it even cloudier when we're looking at her situation. Una sat quietly while Keegs went off on Sam. That's also very interesting and telling. Una started the rumor. She clearly told Peyton about the DMs. With this said, this person and a few other people, so it probably spread from there.
I think that's a crazy accusation.
Which one?
You brought that up too, that she started her negative rumor about herself.
I mean, yeah. or she put the information out to people that she thought she was friends with in a social currency way.
Yeah.
Stops being friends with those people, and then it turns into a rumor.
That I could believe. That second half.
Rone, we need an EV update. I do not have one. Rone, can you call Danny? He definitely has insight behind the scenes and a girlfriend who is friends with both Peyton and Una. Maybe I do need to tap in with Danny and see what the fuck Danny's talking about, because Conrad might have some answers, bro. Conrad might have some answers. It's not automatically a rumor because Una says it isn't true. Wait, what does that mean? That was like a triple negative.
Lost on that
It's
one.
not automatically a rumor because Una says it isn't true. Yeah, that was too convoluted. Ron, can we get Sass out to Vegas? Yeah, Sass said he's going to break sobriety and go out to Vegas. Bravo to Tate for being conscious right now. Yeah, that's fucking insane. How can she prove that Goldfinger made up the rumor? Totally valid. Don't let Keegs be Una's mouthpiece. Also valid. Need Peyton on, and don't let Keegs jump in. I agree. I'd love that. I would love for Peyton to be on, but I also don't mind Keegs jumping in to an extent. Gaz putting a gag order on the name is crazy. Agree. Damn. Okay. I need to go and what time is the live show? It's in 2 hours. So I told Rob that I'd be back on the phone with him 15 minutes ago. So I need to get in with Rob. Please like this stream. Please subscribe to this channel. We're going, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. 5 more shows. Rock with us. Thanks to Mac. Thanks to everybody in the booth. And I'll be back in 2 hours with a whole other show. Please subscribe right here on RoneDotCom.